In this video, we look at section B, question 5 of Science Paper 1 2022. The first question, A, reads infrared and radio waves are components of the electromagnetic spectrum. 1. Mention one use of each of infrared radiation and radio waves. So we're going to answer these questions one by one. I'm going to avoid reading all of them at the same time first because that's going to take a lot of time. So the infrared can be used in cooking. It's one of the uses, and in case you get cooking, the infrared radiation can also be used in infrared cameras. What about the radio waves? The radio waves can be used in radios. So beside radios, radio waves are also used in television sets. The second question reads of A, mention one common property of infrared and radio waves. So this second question requires you to know the properties of the waves on the electromagnetic spectrum. So amongst all the properties, we only have to mention one, and um, amongst them, you have this one common property that electromagnetic waves do not need a medium to propagate. They do not need a physical medium. They can travel through vacuum or space. So, which is the one that we're going to write here. So, one common property is they both travel through a vacuum. Full stop. The last question of A reads, give one harmful effect of electromagnetic waves. Now, all of the EM spectrum waves have several harmful effects, and including them are biological effects. And one of them is that once you are exposed, depending on the frequency of that particular electromagnetic wave, once you're exposed to them, you are at risk of having cancer. So one harmful effect, or one of them, is that um, is cancer or cancer risk. B, so that's it for A. Our second question, B, reads, give one difference in propagation between sound waves and electromagnetic waves. Now, this question has got two sides. You can either answer it on the side of how these waves propagate. So, propagation just means in what way they travel, in what way they move, these waves of the sound waves and electromagnetic waves. So the electromagnetic waves include the waves that are on the electromagnetic spectrum. So I said we can answer this question on two sides. So you can either answer it in um, a way that these waves move. So sound waves, for example, sound waves travel in two directions, right? They can either travel in the transverse direction or the longitudinal direction. Electromagnetic waves travel only in the longitudinal direction. So this is one side of how you can answer this question. The second side you can answer this question, besides in what way these waves travel, is in what kind of medium they travel in. So sound waves require a physical, whereas the electromagnetic waves do not have a physical medium. So what I mean by a physical medium. This simply means that the sound waves may require air, a solid, which can be glass, wood, or anything, or water for them to travel. Whereas electromagnetic waves do not require these physical mediums for them to travel. So just to keep things simple and easy for everyone to remember, I would advise that you use the second way of answering, which is sound waves require. So sound waves require a physical medium to travel, while so EM is for electromagnetic waves, do not require a physical medium. Full stop. Our next question, which is C, reads: mention one factor that affects the loudness of a sound. So this also requires you to know the properties of, or maybe just generally factors that affect the effectiveness of the propagation of a wave, right? So on them, you've got frequency. Besides frequency, you also have the velocity, that's the speed, and also the medium. So what I'm going to pick here as one of the factors is the medium. So medium is one of the factors and affect the loudness of a wave, and that's it for B5.